Welcome back, folks. Alright, shrine is DUN done. So what we're going to do is hop down right underneath the shrine here. Notice the waterfall's all dried up. But what we're going to do is just kind of go where the water would have gone. And right down here we'll find a korok seed. So I'm going to be honest, the loot down here is not as exciting as it was up top. Most of the chests down here that you're going to find are going to be low-level soldier, travelers, maybe a couple of knight's weapons here and there, but for the most part, it's going to be that kind of low-level loot. But there are 3 chests I'm absolutely interested in. One of them is going to be, oh yeah, feel free to bust up these boulder walls if you'd like. Again, it's going to be low-level stuff though, so don't be upset. You know, if you find out it was poopy. Anyway, you know, feel free to ascend up top side here. So yeah, 3 chests, guys. The ones I'm really looking for, it's going to be the Hylian Shield. There's a fabric down here that y'all might be interested in. And last but not least, did I say Hylian Shield? Last but not least would be the 3rd piece of this armor set. So we will finally be able to complete the Royal Guard clothing set here. Alright, but as you can see, it's time for yet another korok seed. I'm going to try to get them, you know, the best as I can here to kind of wrap up the castle area here. So in addition to those 3 chests I mentioned, there's also going to be quite a few hearty ingredients. Again, guys, not as plentiful as the last game, but definitely worthwhile to go get. Okay, and I started kind of flying the wrong way there. This is what I'm looking for. Remember the docks? Yeah, buddy. Alright, so that's the lockup over there. And be aware, there's going to be some hardy lizards around here, so you might want to, you know, kind of keep a close eye out for those guys. But yeah, the docks is a little different than what it used to be. Now, if you're wondering, some of those hardy ingredients I mentioned, absolutely we're going to get our hardy salmon. I think there's 3 of them here, just like in the last game. But one thing that's down here that didn't used to be is one of those Ganon hands or whatever, Phantom Ganons. Now, I learned a little trick to these, and you might be thinking, whoa, 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 you know, it's way too early game. We're not ready to be taking on those things. And you're right, we're not. But I'm going to show you a trick to kill this thing, and you don't even have to do any work. So you guys know me, I am all about the easy. Alright, so this is going to be a chested weapon. This is going to be a royal broadsword. Again, I like to leave those chested, you know, for safekeeping, but... Okay, we got that hand coming toward us. So right now, we're actually going to kind of make a break for it. And we're going to go away from him this direction, just kind of keep following the water. And get yourself up here. This is where that Hylian Shield's going to be. Now, he's activated. He is on us, which is good. That's what we want. Actually... No, that should still work out. So essentially what's going to happen here is when we trigger this thing, it should kill him. Okay, so go ahead and light yourself an arrow on fire and light this brazier. That might be the wrong word for that. You know what I mean. Light the fire thing there. Yep. Go ahead and get your Hylian Shield. Booyah, baby. Alright, and that should have effectively killed our monster. So as you can see, that glowy stuff down there, that's the monster part he would drop if we had killed him straight up. So don't ask me why, guys. I don't know if that's a game glitch, but there's another part in the castle that we can actually do the exact same thing, and, you know, we'll have the exact same result. So again, I don't know if that's a game glitch, or maybe, you know, after they're activated, if they don't reach you in X number of time, then, you know, they die. I honestly don't know. All I know is it's consistent. Every single time I've come here, that's been the type of party I've encountered. Alright, so don't forget your dark clumps there. Now there is a treasure chest in here. Go ahead and like push forward so it's all the way out as far as it'll go, and you should be able to wrap it around that bit of land there. Okay, so I think I've gotten 1 salmon so far. Again, there should be a total of 3. There's another... Uh-oh, I missed. Where did he go? Okay, so again, I already got 3. So again, the hardy stuff is not going to be as abundant as in the last game. So, you know, I used to like to throw in, I don't know, you know, tons of those things into each meal. So you got just tons and tons of green hearts, the extra hearts. But in this game, I'm actually going to kind of divvy those up a little better. So I'm probably just going to go ahead and toss like 1 at a time to get 4 extra hearts. Or I might, you know, make a couple of meals that are a little stronger than that. But either way, because they are more limited at this stage in the game, I prefer to spread those out a little bit. Alright, folks, so you can see I just got myself back out of the docks there via Ascend. That's really all that's down there. But from here, and again, false wall, I don't know if I called that one out previously. But from here, I'm going to go straight to the lockup. Now, before I do want to show you a trick. There is a korok seed in here, so if you get in here and you just decide this is too much trouble for you, I'll show you a way to get this korok seed without actually having to go into the lockup here. There should be a hole, so just like in the last game, this was another way you could have gotten in here. And here's where our friend the korok seed is hiding. Pretty straightforward configuration. Alright, so now there is a trick to get in here, but honestly I'm going to just go in through the front door. And again, we're going to have one of those Phantom Ganon, you know, hands things. The hands monsters. And, you know, once again, I'm going to get him activated, and then I'm going to kind of do a little trick here so that he dies. And the reason I want to kill him before I go into that area is because that's where our fabric's hiding. So, you know, it really might be worth your effort to just kind of truck through this part anyway. You know, trying to keep that chest in mind. Alright, so for here, simple trick, just use your Ultra Hand to get through. Now, there's going to be 2 of these guys. And again, they're a bit tough, but I find if I freeze one of them, it just makes life a lot easier. You know what, I'm going to do this one with bow and arrow. So it's going to be kind of like the fire version of this. You know, the balls are going to kind of do their thing there. But you might be able to get this thing dead if you can, you know, make sure you hit your shots there. You should be able to get the thing in one go. And of course there's other ways to do that. You can go in there and wail on them with a weapon, you know, or a spear once you get them down. You don't necessarily have to use the bow the whole time. Okay, so now once you do that, it'll get him down here where you can just wail on him if you so desire. But again, you should be able to get him in one go via bow. Alright, and the reason I like to kill these guys, you can actually just run through. You know, you don't have to deal with them. If, you know, you're just kind of overwhelmed with that thought, you know, absolutely just feel free to sprint on through and you'll be just fine. Okay, so now there is a trick to this. Grab a chest, or you can even grab a loose weapon. You'll see there's one in there. But either way, you can attach it to this deal and get these gates open, just like the old game. And that's probably something I should grab, because I know my hammer is getting really low. I might come back for that. Anyway, there's that korok seed I mentioned, so you could get this from in here as well. Alright, so again, if you really didn't want to kill those things, you know, again, just feel free, sprint on through. And really not too much else in here of note. But do take your time to get your arrows. Or arrow, as in my case. Alright, so I mentioned another hand monster. And again, make sure you get him good and triggered. Sometimes you can stand here and he won't notice you, so whistle. Push the down arrow on your arrow pad there, and that'll get his attention for you. And I guess you don't have to get him super close. Just bear in mind, you know, he could actually damage you there if you stood there too long. But from here, I am going to go topside. Now, there is a dancing idiot out here, and guys, these things are kind of tough. So personally, I just like to deal with these things with bow and arrow. But, you know, if you have a better way, you know, feel free. There is always more than one way to skin a cat in this game. Okay, so I think it already saw me, which is unfortunate. I actually meant to... I don't know what I was thinking. I tried climbing that thing and kind of forgot where I was for the moment. Alright, so again, get yourself topside, and bow and arrow is my strategy for this dude. AKA Dancing Idiot. Okay, so assuming you've got that good strong bow out, go ahead and plug him in the head with an ice arrow. And he's actually not ready for me to shoot right now, so... I might have to do that again. Get him to pop out here for me so I can plug him. He shouldn't have noticed me. I just kind of, like I said, I forgot where I was there for a moment and lost my place. But hopefully I can get him to come out and say hello. Yep, there he is. Alright, so again, plug him with an ice arrow. And you should be able to do this with the stamina we have. So go ahead and hit him in the head, hit him in the head, hit him in the head. And I think that did it. Now, these are good, but I think I already have one. And I actually meant to show you all this earlier. I'm actually going to make an ice blaster out of this bad boy. Alright, so since we got the hands monster activated, we can actually bust through this. Now, this is why I should have gone back and made a new rock hammer. This is a more hardened substance than what we're used to busting through. So unfortunately, this is really going to break quick, and you're not going to get very deep into this. So I guess what you have to ask yourself is, how bad do you really want the fabric? If you really want the fabric, it's worth it. If you really don't want the fabric, or you'll come back later for it, you know, just use your discretion. It's really your call. I'm going to show you how to get in here where you don't have to deal with that thing. I think I'm stuck. That hand monster. So honestly, it should already be dead at this point. You know, right now it's just a matter of getting in this thing. And I like to get a better advantage for bomb arrowing. Might even go up a little higher here. That'll do it. So that hole that I've gotten good and deep there, that's what I'm looking for. And we probably don't need that bow for this job. Burner bow will do just fine. So right there, the deepest part of that hole. Try to get the best of your bomb arrows this way. And you notice it's raining. Cool thing about this game is the bomb arrows work in the rain, which is awesome. Yeah, I think I actually busted through there. So again, you're going to go through a rock hammer and some bomb arrows, but sooner or later you're going to get through. And just like the last hands monster, it is now DEA dead. DEAD dead. Hooked on phonics worked for me. Alright guys, so again, if you really want the fabric, that is the best way I can show you to do it. Alright, so from here we are going to once again travel topside. Go right up next to this door here and ascend. And that should put you up all the way through back to ground level. I must have not done something right there. Or you might have to do it twice. Last time I got all the way topside without having to do it twice, but yeah, it's finicky, so I guess I'll just have to hit that twice there. Alright folks, so that is Lockup. Now there is another side of the Lockup. I'm going to take you to that right now. And it's probably raining in your game. It's always raining here. So I'll show you an easy way to get over there. Okay, what I'm looking for, and I'll show you on the map, I'm looking for this little these little water puddles, not these down here. We're looking for the northernmost of those. And you're going to notice there's a cave opening. So you're going to want to jump down, you know, fly over all these little water puddles. And right past those, that's when you should see the opening of that cave. Now this is going to be a tough spot, so if it's not nighttime in your game, it is in mine, so I'm just going to let it ride. But this is absolutely going to be a sneak striking area. Just so you know, this is the backside of the lockup now. This is where those zappy monsters were. The electric like-likes, I think is what they're called. Alright, so if it's not nighttime in your game, feel free to throw a bundle of wood down, light it on fire, and go ahead and pass time there to make it night. But there they are, folks. Again, this is definitely a sneak strike scenario. So now I don't know if I actually have enough time to get in here and get all this done with as slow as I'm going to have to walk. This will actually sneak strike the Bobkins, but nothing we have right now will sneak strike the boss. So, you know, I'm kind of cutting this close with the time I have. I probably should have passed time, but again, I'm kind of gambling here. I think 5 o'clock they're all going to wake up, though. I'm just going to try to hurry up. Oh, do not, I repeat, do not kill the 4th Bobkin. He has a backpack full of zappy fruit, and that'll jack you up pretty good doing a sneak strike. You'll be too close to him to effectively escape that effect. So again, this boss will not die one hit. But he'll die pretty quick, don't get me wrong, it just won't be one hit. Now if this weapon is already, you know, damaged, and it's like 120,000 attack power, then it will. But it's not almost damaged or broken, so as you can see, you just kind of have to finish him off. So once that happens, then once again you can control your battlefield. You can take care of this guy, you know, via ice arrow. Now he's got a shield up, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to plug him right now. Oh, I got lucky. Okay. Okay, that's the zappy fruit I mentioned. If you can get him in the water, even better. That'll just kind of auto-kill him. Alright, so, you know, this is, again, it would be a very tough fight if you try to do it straight up, especially the way we're equipped right now. But, you know, since we're here, I figured why not take advantage of the nighttime sneak strike ability. And of course, you know, these parts, it doesn't hurt to start gathering them now. Alright, folks, so let's see here. From here, I'm just going to go ahead and proceed on through the cave. Now, it'll probably start looking really familiar to you once we get to this area. That is not the hearty ingredients I've been talking about. Okay, so we already got our hearty salmon, but there's like big hearty truffles in here too. That's coming up. And that'll just kind of add to the salmons we got. But for the time being, make sure you have a rock hammer handy, which that iron spiked ball will suffice as a rock hammer. There's another breakable wall here we're going to have to bust through. So guys, simply just follow the railing system here, and that'll get us to where we're going. Now, there's nothing too threatening in here. A couple of bats, maybe an ice like, but you know, we've dealt with all that before, so no big deal. Oh, and if you didn't want to build that ice weapon I showed you, you know, using the sapphire gem, didn't even really explain why I did that. You can actually use that to freeze chew jelly. But if you don't want to do that, we can actually do the exact same thing with the ice like. This might not be the right cave for him. Let's see when we get turned around. Wow, that thing didn't last long at all, did it? And there's going to be some rock monsters in here too. If they're spread out enough, you can just deal with one at a time. Okay, I think this chest is a bow. Can't remember. Yeah, bow, okay. But we got bigger and better. So, goodbye. And you can actually use this to make another rock hammer, but I don't have the base weapon I want to do that with right now, so maybe I can get lucky and bust through this wall without dealing with it. Yep, good to go. You know, feel free to break open your crates here. Yeah, I'm just not feeling it, so... Alright, folks, so from here, I am absolutely not done. As you can see, we just kind of went around the left-hand side of the deal. And, you know, again, it's low-level fruit, but if you want, you know, take the time to check all those towers, look for them false boulder walls as you go. But from here, I'm going to migrate across the way. So I actually think I'm going to... You know, if it's raining in your game, you can go back in the cave there and use Ascend, and that'll get you up a lot higher there. But since I'm getting lucky here with no rain, I'm just going to go for it. Now, there might be a loose chest down here, or maybe it's up higher, or maybe that's the wrong waterfall. Actually, no. Getting ahead of myself here. Now, if it's raining, you might be covered. This archway here will probably have this wall good and dry for you. Ooh, I almost didn't make that. That was close. Okay, now this one's a little tough, but if you can see the way I'm turning it there, you should be able to angle it so you can actually see what you're doing. Alright, moving right along. Go ahead and get yourself topside here again. And, you know, make mental note of these metal gates. I'll show you the other side of those, just so you kind of know exactly where you are and you have your bearings. But this is where we first came in the castle. You know, a few videos ago now, it was the paraglider video, I believe. We got to come find Hans. Haz. I called him Hans. Alright, folks, there is some loot. Again, it's low-level stuff, but it is here. Absolutely grab it if you want it. But from here, there is yet another korok seed. And I like to just use that for height advantage, but there's a lizard out here. Might as well start collecting them now. I mentioned they were going to be around. And I'm not going to find you every lizard, but, you know, do be aware there are, you know, they do like the tops of these block walls. And there's another chest down there. That's one of the loose ones I was thinking about. But there is another dancing idiot right here, so this one's going to be a little tricky. Now, I'm not going to deal with him because, well, for one, it's low-level, you know, loot. But in the bottom and top, I believe, of that tower, there's some stuff there for you. But again, not anything great. Okay, so from here, go ahead and use Ascend, and this is just going to make it a little bit easier for us to get this next seed. Alright, right there. That's what I'm looking for. So again, this would have been a waterfall. This would have been another, you know, in the old game. But they're all dried up right now for us. Alright, folks, so once you get your korok seed there, again, beware the dancing idiot. But we're going to walk right into the dining hall. Alright, just like the old game, there is a bow up here, which, believe it or not, I'm going to grab it. Now, in the old game, that was a good bow. In this game, it is a terrible bow. But after this video, we're going to go grab a horse and do some side questing that involves getting a horse. So, you know, for now I'm just going to kind of show you how to get this bow. So just go ahead and simply attach that crate and it'll pull it right down for you. And the reason I want to grab the low bow, that's about to break anyway, is again, so we don't kill our horse. You can actually use either ice or shock capability for horse catching, but I'll show you guys that later. Alright, so this guy is basically referring to this poster. We don't have the ingredients, so, you know, I'm just kind of pointing that out for right now. But, you know, if you are wondering the missing ingredients he's referring to, just refer to that poster and that'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, loose shield back there. Loose bow back here. And really not much else going on here. You know, you can bust up crates if you want, get your arrows. Some of the crates in the castle here lower on though will have some of those better ingredients I was talking about. But for some reason in this version of the game, just not much going on loot-wise up here. Alright, so once we exit the dining hall, go ahead and make your way down this big long hallway here. Now, here's another sticky spot, guys. You're going to want to probably save that game. And I think I'm okay with what I've got. Make sure I'm good on ice arrows. I'm getting low, but I should be okay. Alright, so you're going to have 2 black horblins in here. 2 blackies. But again, control the battlefield, control the fight, and just try to grab one at a time. Come on, buddy. Come on. There we go. Alright, just the way I like it. One at a time, I'm in control now. Now, be careful not to be too close. Again, that's an ice chew jelly. If you let him get right in your face, that's going to pop both of you with that ice and probably kill you. So I just kind of wanted to spit that out before I got too excited and forgot to mention that. Alrighty, where is the number 2? Customer number 2, come on down. And again, make sure you keep a distance here. I think I missed the headshot. That's okay. Alright, so that's pretty much it for Bad Boy Trouble, at least at this point. We are going to head that way, but for right now, I'm going to proceed straight on through for one of those chests I mentioned. Oh, for reference point, just so you know where you're at in here. Here's the gates I mentioned before. So now you're on the other side of those, and you can get through those. Just use your Ultra Hand, lift them up, and walk under them, just like we did in the lockup there. Alright, and over here, there's a little loot spot. Oh, no, this is not a loot spot. I do want you to make mental note of that grate, though. We're going to be coming up underneath that grate at some point here moving forward. Alright, so here we are. We're under the gatehouse. And there is a black bobkin down here, you know, so he's somewhat threatening. If you want, feel free to save that game. And you know what? I'm not going to use ice. I'm just going to plug him in the head and... Uh-oh, I missed the head. Really? Wow, twice. Okay, fine. Alright, I don't think there's anything under here, but I'll double check. There might be a bow or something back behind this. No. Alright, really nothing up here. There is some loose stuff. There might be a loose shield up there and some loose weapons you can see lighting up back there, but nothing great. It's all, you know, garbage. There are some loose arrows here, however. And one more black bobkin. Let's see if I can actually hit him in the head this time. Oh wait, he might be hiding. We might have to lower him out. Come to Papa, come to Papa. Now watch out, again. These guys can absolutely one-hit you. Oh! Yeah, I'm not going to use this. What am I doing? I was not paying attention there and that broke on me. Or didn't break, but... This is why, guys, that I took the time to stock these weapons. Look at that attack damage. Yeah, you only got a few swings with it, but you know what? You're doing just... you know, an absolutely insane amount of damage in a very short window of time, so I'm going to hold on to that for later purposes. And I think I actually wasted a swing or two on that Bobkin, which is unfortunate. If I was paying more attention there, I would have swapped weapons, you know, earlier on. Alright, so there's a soldier bow if you need it. And again, I don't think there's anything great in these, but I'm going to double check for y'all. Okay, yeah, just some arrows. And again, you know, more loose stuff, but really nothing great. What I'm really here for is the third piece to my armor set. Alright, so you're going to have to build a little bridge to get across here. Look for that shadow, guys. Make sure you got this thing stable enough to walk across. And the shirt we're already wearing, you know, it's probably one higher on attack power, but you know what? It's almost Halloween, right? I'm kind of digging the costume, so I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice the 1 point of... just the one little point of... what is that defense there? Alright, so go ahead and exit the way we came in. We're going to go right on back to the other side. Right on back to that room I mentioned we were going to go that way at some point. So I've been back and forth on this. I'm actually just going to go ahead and do it this way because, again, loot, you know. But at some point I'm going to make a completely separate video from this point moving forward. And this is going to be that secret passage. So that's probably going to be its own video. Because honestly, guys, I spent like forever down there. I didn't think I was ever getting out. Like, I was down there for a long time. So I'm going to try to find a faster way through that whole thing. Did I already get a small bow? Yes, I did. And right now we're just going to kind of peek inside. We're going to go in there for a little bit. But... we're not going to go all the way through. Again, it's a very long cave system and just takes forever to get through. And there's a stall knocks down there, which we're probably armed up for enough. But again, it's its own video. So for right now, what I'm doing, I am going to come in here for monster parts and loot, primarily in the form of hearty ingredients. Okay, now watch out for this dude. He'll probably want to, you know, get a good headshot, maybe even freeze this one. Just because it's kind of close quarters in here. And I hope I don't accidentally freeze myself. I did not. Good. So yeah, you know, just me, that's my own preference. I just like to control my battlefield and... well, I did not kill him. That's unfortunate. Actually, I think I did. He died when he hit the ground down there. Alrighty, folks, so a couple of chests here. Again, nothing spectacular. But that's not really what I'm here for. I'll just leave that be. What I'm here for is these crates. Alright, so just go ahead and bust all these up however you so desire. And wow, that was really not as good as the last time I busted these things up. Mighty bananas! That is not half bad. But what I really want is the big hearty truffles. Come on, baby. No big hearty truffles. There's one! Woohoo! Alright, so that's what I came in here for, is the big hearty truffles. Now guys, one of my playthroughs, I got like 3 of these things here, so... you know, I've given this a few tries now, and I'm just not having that kind of luck, so it's clearly pretty randomized. I guess, you know, for right now, I'll just take the one and be happy with it, but, you know, if you want, feel free to spend some time here re-breaking those crates until you get, you know, a decent number of those big hearty truffles there. But for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and kind of get a move on. And again, every blood moon, or maybe even more often than that, you might be able to come back here and recheck those crates, you know, several other times throughout the game. Do I have a burner weapon? I do believe I do. I do. Okay, so continuing on down the winding stairwell into the descent here. We're going to have yet another baddie down this... Oh, take care of these fire chews first. They cause problems. There should be 2 of them. Alright, so now we should be free and clear. And if you're getting low on chew jelly, you can actually turn the fire into ice with your ice wand there. Alright, so once again, control your battlefield. And once again, make sure he doesn't get too close to you here. Alright, again, loot isn't great. And from what I recall, these chests, or these crates back here, do not spawn the food ingredients like the ones we just tackled do. But I'm going to double check them just to be sure. Yeah, it's just arrows. Alright, so from here, this is where I mentioned earlier, make mental note of the grate, just so you have point of reference and you know it's all connected. That's where we would have dropped down had we used it. Alright, so from here, go ahead and go back the way we came, right back to the spiral stairwell into nowhere. And I think our bobkin that died earlier is probably down here somewhere. Okay, control that battlefield. I forgot about the bats. I looked down there for a reason. I think there's more, maybe not. Okay, that's about to break, so I'll just go ahead and use it. And... okay, so again, not great stuff. For right now, I'm gonna warp. Oh yeah, there's my little RIP. Isn't that cute? Let me get my bearings. This is what I'm looking for. So nice, easy flight. Really nothing, you know, if you remember, this is the main hall here, King Study, etc. So just zip past all that, and we're going to head right down to this wall that I marked. And you should be able to fly right to the top of this pillar. And there's going to be some korok seed hunting here to do. Alright, got your seed. From here, go ahead and work your way. We're going to kind of backtrack a little bit from where we were before. And again, this goes back a few videos. This would have been the paraglider video. And in my mind, you know, I just wanted to grab the paraglider, but then I started thinking about seeds, and I got a couple. I could have just gotten them all, or I could have just saved them all for this point in the video, but... you know, either way it works out. I suppose an advantage to getting these earlier on, if I had taken the time to kind of scoop these guys up on the paraglider video, you might have had just a few extra seeds there. You might have been able to free up another weapon or bow inventory spot. So now that I'm here, I'm actually kind of wishing I had done that before. But again, it'll work out either way you decide to do it, or, if you're just joining me on the videos, I'll kind of show you the korok seeds that I've already gotten. Matter of fact, one's right above us here. Just, ascend all the way as high as you can go, climb the steeple, and there's one of them. Okay, this guy, little swimmer. Actually got another one over here. This is a little bit tricky. You kind of have to work your way in this window here. And actually, I'm not marking this map, never mind. Okay. It's ladders. There we go. Alrighty, so we're not done yet. Quite a lot in this little area. Okay, from here I like to get some height advantage. Okay, that other korok seed I mentioned that we got before, he's actually up there. You'll have to stand on the tail of that statue bird or whatever, and you're going to see 3 balloons, and they're all hiding behind the statue, so you have to kind of stand there and kind of wait for them, to show themselves, but they will. Okay, this is really for horses, but a shot here and there probably won't hurt it too much. Again, lots of lizards around here, folks. Alright, folks, so from here we're going to warp one final time, and we're going to hit up that east passage there. Alrighty, folks, so just like that one korok seed, you're going to want to kind of dive down right below the shrine here. And right where that landmass kind of jets out from the main, we should see an opening. Kind of tough to see, it's awful dark in my game, but again, if you just kind of go straight down from the shrine and then veer south, you'll eventually come to an opening. Now, if you get to the Dancing Idiot or past the Dancing Idiot, you've gone too far. So kind of backtrack just a little bit, and sooner or later you'll see this cave come into view here. Alright, so not anything too terribly threatening in here. A couple of bats and, like I mentioned, that ice-like lake. So, you might find it worth your while to pop down here. Not a ton of loot per se, just a couple of bomb flowers, the like, and there is a chest in here. Okay, this guy's a little tricky because unfortunately he's really situated there in an unfriendly area. So I'm going to kind of show you an easier way to take these guys out where you don't have to wait for the opportunity, so to speak. So for right now, actually scratch that. I'm going to make a quick spear. Okay, so essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to dive right in. Now, if you do this right, you do the opposite effect item. So that's an ice-like, we're going to do a fire arrow. And what's that's going to do is it's going to put them right down. So this is why I chose a spear. So you can kind of find a sweet, little sweet spot there to stay out of the gloom while you're dealing with this dude. But again, if you use the opposite arrow, so fire arrow for... I really don't need that, do I? So fire arrow for the ice-like likes and vice versa, ice arrow for the fire-like likes. That'll just kind of go ahead and get them down for you, ready to hack away at their little sweet spot there. Alright, so again, nothing too fabulous in here, I just thought maybe it was worth your while, so I figured I'd go ahead and include it on the video. If nothing else, for the arrows, the bomb arrows, and ice arrows from the ice-like, and then of course the treasure chest. Alright folks, that really does kind of wrap up the castle here at this point. Hope that helps. Hope it was fun. Best of luck to you and happy hunting.